Greetings to all of you. I hope you all are doing well. So, I was talking to Jacqueline, and she pointed out something very interesting. Now, Jacqueline, of course, you've seen her on this channel, and she says trauma is the doorway to the heart, which actually struck deep with me. And from what I've seen, I was listening to this talk by Kim, who is married to Eckhart, and she says that she thought that being married to Eckhart would bring a spiritual marriage, an enlightened marriage, but it was just a marriage like any other. And she subtly pointed out that Eckhart is not easy. And yes, people with trauma are not easy. Today we see these people with a very skeptical eye, but maybe a time will come. Maybe our consciousness at one point will come to a place where we will be able to see these people with a compassionate eye. Trauma-ridden people are very sensitive, and make no mistake, all of us are in some way or the other trauma-ridden. It's just that some of us have more symptoms while others have less. But we all are trauma-ridden, and we all have symptoms. And we all can be very moody. But behind all that pain and suffering that one encounters, it is all pointing to the place of heart, the place of pure peace and restfulness. Because when one suffers, and suffers to such an extent that one cries for the love of wholeness, it is then that the seeking begins. It is then that one tries to find answers by going within, not seeking anything externally. The problem is that our whole life is spent trying to find answers on the outside, through other people, by talking, interacting. Now all those things are beautiful. Talking, communicating with another, it's all beautiful. It does bring a lot of wisdom. It does expand one's mind. But at the same time, there is an inward movement, because it is seen that none of it is bringing any relief. So one starts going within and starts looking inside as to what is going on inside. That is where the seeking begins. And once the mind moves inward, there is no possibility for it to move outward. Mind moving inwards is the beginning of mind's demise. Now I'm talking about the thinking mind, the ego mind. I'm not talking about the creative mind that is used for creativity and work and efficiency and productivity. I'm not talking about that mind. I'm talking about the mind that is creating anxiousness, thinking about an imaginary future, or a mind that is stuck in sorrow by visiting and lurking in the past. So there have been so many other teachers. I'm sure if they were diagnosed, they probably would come out with multiple things. But back in those days, we didn't have these tools. And while all these tools are beautiful and they are very helpful, eventually the answer is within. The answer is not externally. In fact, Kabir says that broken ones are my darlings. Maybe someday we will stop classifying people and stop judging them for their behaviors based on our sensitivity. As I see, most of the world is highly sensitive, and it is not a very good sensitivity. A majority of the world has started becoming more and more ego sensitive. One is sensitive one is sensitivity to life, sensitivity to present. For example, if I'm standing outside, I'm aware of this whole environment, the trees, the plants, the movements, chirping of birds, the breeze that I can feel on my skin, the blue sky, and many other things. This is sensitivity to what is happening right now, sensitivity to the present moment, the alertness of the present moment. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing. But there is another sensitivity which is ego based, which is a movement which filters everything, which says, I'm irritated by the chirping of the birds. Birds are irritating. I'm irritated by this, by that. I don't like my environment. I don't like other people saying this, saying that. I want them to be this way, that way. That is all ego sensitivity. It is all trauma. It is all a trauma reaction. So we think, most of us, who've not, who have not looked at ourselves properly, think we are normal, quote unquote normal. But there is nothing normal about human beings. But that's the beauty of being a human. If all human beings were normal, life as we know could never happen. So life as we know, which is beautiful, which is whole, which is perfect, can happen when we accept ourselves the way we are. Then it's beautiful, because then it's diversity. Me having my views, you having your views, but at the same time we can be in harmony. We do not label each other, we do not classify each other, we do not compartmentalize each other. We simply love each other, because human beings have an amazing, amazing capacity to love. And some of the people who have these traumas have an amazing capacity to love. They have an amazing capacity to love. It's just that, yes, at times their love gets distorted. And we, with our ideas, sometimes are not able to take that sensitivity, because we ourselves are highly ego sensitive. And then we say, it's tough, it's difficult. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that one has to put themselves in the line of danger, or in front of someone who's constantly, whose own body chemistry has turned up against him. So one has to be smart about it. It doesn't mean that one put one's mental peace in danger. But those who have the capacity to love, those who can love but yet show moods and show irritations, but again love, those people are not to be discarded. Those people are not to be given away. And eventually, this whole suffering that leads to a particular trauma or a condition enables the seeker to go within and see what's going on. And that's the beginning of something beautiful. Something that is full of energy, vitality, but it has to be given a chance. So allow the awareness to do its job. Take care. I love you all.